before tonight started, but you do now. I'm very concerned about the unemployment crisis here in this district. It is a crisis. I mean, our average unemployment across this district in many cities is 2 or 3% higher than the state average, and it's in Lawrence itself, it's up to 14.5%, which is one of the highest in the Commonwealth. So to me, everything springs from jobs. I don't think that the Representative Songs has effectively addressed the jobs issue. She talks a lot about bringing jobs and money for this and money for that. She supported the stimulus package that was $800 billion to create or save 2.5 billion jobs at a cost of $225,000 a job. So I've talked a lot about tax cuts, moratorium on regulations, extending the Bush tax cuts for everyone. I would extend the tax cuts for, and repealing Obamacare. But I'm just wondering, Tom, if you could talk a little bit about some of the specifics you think that might help get jobs growing in this district.
I, a long time ago, learned how to solve problems, and when you look at jobs, it's a big problem. I'll go back to it. We're spending too much money. Our debt is too big. Our rules and regulations are too much. Those things right there, the size of federal government, that's what's killing job creation, because people don't want to go. I know that we need jobs today. And so Congress needs to get rid of some of the regulation. We need to cut the spending. We have to get serious about it. We cannot, the private sector people aren't going to create jobs when they don't know whether or not they're going to be able to take that money and hire more people to pay for college tuitions for their kids. Now, the Bush tax cuts are part of it, but spending's the big thing. You can't, it's almost like wag the dog when you say, let's have the private sector create jobs, when government is growing and taking all the capital, they're taking all the steam, they're taking all the money. That's what's wrong. Yes, we are going toward a cliff, and yes, it is tough that we look at unemployment and it keeps going up. And our only answer is to do more spending, more spending, more spending. We've got to get spending under control. We've got to cut it. And that's why I'm saying we need to do it 20% off the board. There's a Grace thing back in Reagan that had 30% fraud and duplication in the federal government. Not one of those people's commissions, not one of their findings has been put into practice. It should be put into practice tomorrow. But is Congress going to be going for power? I mean, that's what they really do. They're in there for life, it seems like. Or are they going to get serious? It's up to us to vote them out. That's what it is.
John, rebut?
I believe that we do need to cut the size and scope of government. It's the best business model I've ever seen. We've increased the size of the federal government on the taxpayer's dollar. And it's quite amazing that they've done this, and we don't need to look any further than our debt level. It's increased by 50% in 3.5 years. And I ask any small business owner, any homeowner here, if you were to increase your small business or household debt by 50% in the last 3.5 years, where would you be? Well, you'd probably be out of business. You'd probably be out of a house. I think we do have a revenue problem, a spending problem, not a revenue problem. And I believe that while we do need to address this, I think there are things that we can do immediately that will begin to get private sector business hiring again. And that's why I talked about the tax cut, from 35% to 25%. It's why I talked about the one-year moratorium. It's why I talked about extension of the Bush tax cuts, and maybe that will be clarified for us as we approach. Funny things can happen as you're approaching an election. So I think we need something done immediately. We've been at over 8% unemployment for 41 months in county. After spending all those billions of dollars that was supposed to bring the unemployment rate below 6%, we've been at over 8% for 41 months in county. So I just think we need to do something immediately. We need to start getting this economy going again, creating jobs, so people can begin to live again. Thank you.
Last comment.
Yeah, last comment. You keep talking about 8% unemployment. Please understand, our unemployment or our employment participation rate according to the Department of Labor is 62%. We've got 8% plus that doesn't have jobs. We've got 8% plus that are looking for jobs. We've got senior citizens that want jobs. We've got graduates that want jobs. And we've got all of the people on welfare that could use jobs. We've got a serious, serious problem. And yes, the Bush tax cuts have to stay in. I don't know why we call them tax cuts anymore. It's probably the longest the tax rate has been in existence, 12 years. It's the tax rate. It's not cuts. So yes, well, we got to get back. It's not an easy solution. We have to get back to cutting the size of government. That's what's going to stimulate jobs, because until we get money back into the private sector by cutting government, it's not going to work.